Hello everyone. I hope everybody's having a great end of their weekend. I almost forgot what day it was. I'm like, oh right, it's Sunday. But I hope everyone had a what's with this microphone? Come here. Almost like I want to talk into the microphone, not aside from it. Anyway, yeah, I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend, and let's end this with a little bit of ranked TFT. Let's see what we can do here tonight. Let's see. I was at work today, and it was a surprisingly slow weekend for retail. I mean, we kept moving, but slower than normal. Which, again, not complaining. I work in retail, so that just means less effort for me, which is great. Kind of makes the time drag a little bit when I'm at work, but overall, not bad. Let's see here. Alrighty. Oh. Yeah, I hope everyone had a nice productive weekend. Productive and or relaxing. The two are not mutual. A relaxing weekend can be productive. I actually took a day off of exercise today. It is very important, is what I try to tell everybody. It is very important to take rest days. Now, rest days doesn't necessarily mean you do absolutely nothing. For me, I am, the work I do, I am on my feet pretty much the entire time, walking around, moving around. So you keep active. Sorry, training dummy, 3 permanently attached items. Emblems. Headliners gain +1 to their other traits, and spatula starts with start with a spatula. That's a tough one. Those are actually 3 good options. Productive, sure, yeah. Hey, relaxing can be productive. Some people need that. Like, for me today, I needed it. After I got out of work, I needed to relax a little bit. So what I did, instead of my usual hard workout, I took the day and did just a shorter stretch. I realized today at work, it's like, my lower back, a couple of my usual muscle groups that have a tendency to get a little sore. Sure enough, they were sore. It's my what's called the quadratus lumborum is the muscle group in my back that has a history of being very, very tight for me. It is a part of the lower back that it's a really deep laden muscle group that can cause some serious issues. And when a lot of people pull their back, pull their lower back, that's part of it. It gets inflamed. It gets very a lot of pressure builds up there. So it's just one of those things that I always keep a close eye on. And so yeah, it's one of those I took today and stretched that out, got that nice and relaxed, and that was pretty much it. About 25 minutes of just nice, easy stretching, because, not every day has to be, balls to the wall, just like the hardest workout you've ever done. You don't have to do that every single day. It's nice just to have a relaxing day every once in a while. It's like to get off. 30% chance to upload when killed, no. Damn deals 10% more damage. Ooh, yes, Ascension. If I'm building bruisers, Ascension will be good. So we're doing country bruisers, okay. Wow, I got 2 stars already. Means it's time for some games. That is absolutely, it means it's time for some games. Now, unfortunately, I cannot stay awake too late tonight because I do have to go back to work pretty early for the next 2 days. But after that, I will have another few days in a row where I get to have the time off, and maybe I'll be able to stream a little bit longer, have some other, actually have some time to dedicate to streaming, which would be wonderful. I would love that. But we shall see. Well, it depends on how I manage my time, which is usually poorly, because I am not good with that. But I try. At the very least, I do try. Wow, I am off to a heck of a start. Glad I decided on Bruiser. Look at all the Tom Kenches. I've almost got a 3-star Kench! Ah! Oh, wait. I'm an idiot. There we go. Same, work tomorrow, will not stay up. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, as much as I would love to stay up and, have a good time tonight, and I would really wanted to jump into Pal World, but I figured if I get into Pal World, it's going to be, oh, well, just one more thing, and one more thing, and one more thing, and next thing I know, it's, 2, 3 in the morning. Because that's how I roll. It's really bad. But yeah, that's, gets to be a little, like, as soon as I get into Pal World, there's no designated end, or, like, there's really no good stopping point, because there's always one more thing you can do. It's kind of like Minecraft. It's like, oh, just one more block, and now I'm just like, I've got to play something else that has a definitive, like, oh, here's a good place to stop for the night, and TFT does that. Good gracious, my boys are just tanky. It's like they don't do a particular high amount of damage. But wow, are they tanky. Yeah, I need to give them some damage. They've got that front line down. Yeah, we got the front line down. Now we just need to work on the yeah. Wait, where did he... Oh, he just took the chain vest. Oh, I wanted the chain vest. That's fine, we got options. We got other things. Oh. So yeah, I decided tonight we're going to kick it easy. We're going to play a few games of TFT. And we're just going to kind of relax. Do a little bit of TFT, see if we can't go up a little bit in rank, and just kind of ease into the end of the weekend. Ease into the beginning of the week, ease out of the weekend. I guess those were the words I wanted to say. And I do have, I should probably get it out. I've got it, got my protein shake is actually in the freezer. Thanks for still fitting in a stream. Oh yeah, absolutely, my pleasure. I love doing this. I love just hanging out with people. I love, talking to people. It's just kind of a nice way to relax at the end of the night, We're all just kind of gaming, kind of chilling, and I love this music. Like I'm glad I picked this track because it just feels so chill. Just vibing, I am also on my streak here. I think it's been almost 2 weeks, if not 2 weeks yet. I am trying to do. I'm trying to do a full 30 days of streaming at least something every day. So see if I can get in front of some eyeballs and, you know, make this community a little bit more prominent. Well, for everybody here, make it the more eyeballs that settle on here, the more people that get involved, the better the stream gets. Because the more I can, it's like the more people that get involved here, the more I am capable of doing. And if this ever got to the point where I hate to make this sound greedy, all about money or anything, because it's not about the money. I just kind of like chilling with everybody. But if it ever got to the point where I could monetize it, and the idea is to have my side incomes eclipse my my main income. If that ever happened, I'd 100% put all of my effort into this. I would love to. It just is gonna take a decent little chunk. It's gonna take some time. It's doable, but it's gonna take some time. But yeah, if that were to ever happen, I would absolutely love to just make this a full-time thing. Just hang out with people all day and, play different games, talk about different topics. I would love to make YouTube a full-time gig for me. I just need to actually start making videos again. It's just really hard with the schedule that I've got. I'm balancing a few different things all at once, and getting it all together just is, it can be a challenge. Let's see what else we got. Nothing down there. Man, the one time all I want is defensive items, and all I'm getting are swords. Not what I was expecting. Okay, so I've got a Samira coming up, potentially. Oh, Urgot would be a good... Urgot's a good one. I can't monetize it yet. I'm not quite there. I need more subscribers. I think I have to hit like 1,000 subscribers and a certain number of watch hours, and I don't think streaming hours counts, but what streaming hours does is more likely for YouTube to promote me, but in terms of actual monetization, I don't think it. I'd have to look into the stipulations again, but no, I'm still what would be considered an extremely tiny channel, so kind of a beginner step, stay up. Alright, 5% attack speed and immune to first crowd control effect in combat. I kind of like that, actually. Nope. Harm assist? No. Champions that are holding items shred and sunder? No. No, we're gonna go Silver Veil. I just really like Silver Veil. Bruiser! Okay. Oh, there's the Samira! Speak of the devil! And you know what? We're gonna start giving her some items, because I need the damage. It makes sense. They've changed the rules a few times, making it more difficult. Streaming hours should count. I know it can't, like on Twitch it does. If I were streaming over on Twitch, the amount that I've been streaming lately would really kind of push me forward a little bit. But from the standpoint that I'm at right now on YouTube, it really doesn't do a whole lot. It's steadily going to get me promoted a little bit more. But what would really be the big one that would push me forward is if I started making actual scripted content instead of doing live streams, because live streams don't really get promoted afterwards. Because YouTube's not much of a live stream platform; it's more of a, curated content platform, and it focuses a lot more on its long form content, long life content, like view hour content. And so a video that's going to be up for a long period of time you know, with relevant information that's going to get viewed a lot, that is what's going to get more promotion. So I need to focus back on that. It just, that kind of thing takes a lot of time, and so I need to, yeah, just there's a lot that goes into that. We'll say that much. And I need to, I used to have a subscription to Adobe Premiere, and that was my video editor of choice. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? I could use the, nope, I guess not. Everyone's taking the defensive items. Why is everyone taking the defensive items? The one time I'm looking for them. And, okay. Apparently all the items that I need. Great. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, anyway. Join Nebula. A bunch of YouTubers have gone there. I actually don't know what Nebula is. I've never heard of it. Wait, Nebula, is that the subscribe, the monthly membership service? If it, I think that's what that is. I mean, I'm not at a point where, like, 'cause they're extremely curated. If it's the same one I'm thinking of, they're extremely curated. They look for a lot of professionals and like higher quality content. I'm not quite there yet, as much as I wish I would, as much as I wish I was. But yeah, just not there quite yet. You know. Yeah. But yeah, I know a lot of if it's the one I'm thinking of, like Georgia Dow, the psychiatrist lady, she moved a lot of her content onto Nebula, which is really cool, and several others. And it's like, yeah, you get our content early if you go over here. I was like, that's cool. I'm not to that quality of content yet, as much as I wish I was. All right, Samira, you need more. Shroud. Huh. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's not even 7 country. Not even 6 country. So I need 2. I would need 2 emblems. I am not doing well. This build is struggling. Or at least I'm just playing it poorly. That's their excuse. Okay. Looking for country bruisers. Oh, there we go. There he is. Okay, we got some things moving on. Oh. Yeah, I'm not... I really don't want to give up a 3-star Kench at this point for an extra country. That's a really tough call. Because who's the extra... Oh, Zach and Alawi. Okay. Okay, so I got 2 I can work up to. Yeah, country's the hard one to get. Midnight Dreadsteed. I hate to give him up, but I think I'm gonna give him up. Because if I really want to lean into the country route... Yeah. sword. Recurve bow. Oh, that's really good. Olaf and a Gragas. Oh. That's good too. Too big to fail. Wow, 3-star Katarina, okay. Oh, whew, snuck him in there right at the last second. Woof. No Musher. Bruiser. There's a Tom. Okay, right away, I'm already liking my decision. I lost that frontliner, but it at least got me out of my losing streak. Ooh, country, here we go. Oh, we're almost to a point where I can do that. Who else do I want to make into country? There we go. So we're at 5. You know, I could take out 2 of the bruisers. I can take out the Olaf and the Gragas, and I could put in the Thresh and the Urgot. And I'd be at 7 country already. Ooh. Join Nebula. I was like, yeah, that's probably the one. Yeah, probably the one. Yeah, we're probably thinking of the same one, if I had to guess. Alright, what do I need? Because I want to start stacking him. Sorry, I just need... Yeah. I could use damage. Yeah, use the damage. I need to get my protein shake out of the freezer. Got a smaller protein shake than usual tonight. It wasn't as active as usual, so I kept it to a kind of a minimum today. Scaled back my food intake a little bit. Still gotta get enough, you know, to sustain. Oh, whoops. Meant to switch them out. Oh, well. Alright, so what does he do? Pentakill, Mosh, or Guardian. It's not really going to do much for me, so I'm going to sell him. Back to the pool you go. Ooh, I made that a little thick. That is real thick. Flavor dense, if you will. Oh, look at that. Bruiser. Alright, and here are just 2 hexes, and yep. You're 1 hex, okay. So I don't really have the right pieces for just about anything I want to put on him. So yeah, I could use a couple of gloves, sparring gloves. That'd be really good for him, but man, that's where all my damage is gonna come from. It's gonna come from Hecarim the Dreadsteed. Jet Steed! Something very exciting actually happened right before I got on stream. Some friends of mine mentioned that they were going to be in town next month. People who I have never actually met in person. So we are going to meet up, and it is going to be exciting. So it's not going to be till late next month. So I've got some time, but well, I always love to meet new people, especially people I've known online for a while, people I've kind of vetted over time. It's like these are good people, and I just haven't had a chance because they live far away. Now it's just like, oh, this is awesome. Like, we actually get to meet. It's gonna be wonderful. Oh man, really? Bump my air got up? No. Samira. Yeah. Nice. True executioner. There we go. Finally, at least got him to 2-star. There's so many Tom Kenches in this game. I already had a 3-star, then sold him, and now I'm back to 2-star again. And now I can level up, which I should have already done anyway. God, look at that Hecarim go, though. Look at him go. So much damage. Oh, I love it. Okay, so where are we at? Sure. She's a crowd diver. I don't really want to do anything with that. For the moment, we're gonna put you out there because you're just a tonky boy. Let's see here. None of those items. None. I don't need any of those. But since they're available, we'll go with that one. Narmageddon is his name? That's so cute. Cool, how did I meet them? I met them all online. Funny enough, I want to say back in, gosh, August-September time frame, is where I met a couple of them. I really started to get to know them back around August-September time frame, and it was because I joined Twitter Spaces. Like, I just happened to be following some people, and I was like, oh, Twitter Spaces. I'm not super familiar with what these are, and then I started getting involved and just jumping into Twitter Spaces, and next thing you know, I got invited to one of their Discords because somebody set up a Discord server, and it just becomes like a nightly talk. We just kind of hang out, a bunch of us, and it's just kind of a neat thing. And it's a bunch of people from all across the country, and well, actually all across the world, because we've got people in Canada and people across the pond, and there are a number of people I've got loose connections with, but a bunch of people apparently in North Carolina with me that I didn't realize there were going to be that many people in North Carolina, which is great. So yeah, a couple of them. One of them's coming from, I believe, Nebraska. And then one of them's in North Carolina, just a kind of a far away. It's like North Carolina is surprisingly long. we're a wide state, but there we go. Had to think there for a second. But yeah, North Carolina is surprisingly wide. So someone from a town closer to the west side of the state, and I am more on the eastern half of North Carolina. And they are just so happen to be that they're going to be coming over here to meet with somebody else who is also in Raleigh that I still haven't met yet and is only like 15, 20 minutes away from me, ironically. But yeah, we're all going to meet up and just kind of explore Raleigh, have a good time. That'll be later in February, so I'm excited for that. And like I said, I always like to meet always love to meet and hang out with people in person. I'm not a don't get me wrong, I love online stuff. Like, I love making friends online. It's a great way to just kind of interact. But in terms of making actual, like, concerted effort, like, friendship, like, solidifying, like, good friendships, it's, there's something to be said about meeting in person. So, yeah. Wait, what do I do? I need to be leveling up. There we go. There it is. And let's see here. Who's my big one? Who's my big tonky one? Probably Set. Yeah. Looks like yeah, Set's kind of the big guy. I'll probably give him a Sunfire. Yup, Sunfire Cape. Oh, as soon as I gave it to him, he died. Whoopsie. But we still won, so it doesn't matter. Also, it's I will say it'll be very nice to meet other. It's like I always find it particularly interesting to meet up with other folks of the trans community. I always love meeting other people in this in this community. It's always a good time. And of which all the people that I have mentioned that I'm going to be meeting up with all do identify as transgender, of various shapes and forms. So it's going to be fun. Get some variety in my dudes here. God, he's just so big. The Dreadsteed. On entrance, grants all allies 15% tax. Oh, I didn't realize he did that. So let's see here. On entrance, grant all allies 15% attack speed and grant country units 15% omnivamp for the rest of combat. Oh, I didn't realize he did that. That's really good. Active, deal 320 physical damage to all enemies within 2 hexes for 4 seconds. Nearby enemies take 15% more damage, and the Dreadsteed heals for 15% damage dealt to them during this time. Summon a Spectral Rider every 0.5 seconds. I didn't catch the rest of that. It does sound fun. I remember my first meetup like that. A really nice trans man bought me a drink. I'd never had that happen. Aww, that's so sweet. Has anyone ever bought me a drink before? Besides just like close friends. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I don't think anyone's ever like. I mean, I've been on a date before, like a. Yeah, I've been like there were a couple times where I was on a date. 2 different people, 2 different times, completely separate occasions. But I did, they did offer me a drink, but nothing like. Nothing like just being at a bar and like someone just offered me. It's like just somebody I didn't know or wasn't specifically there with, like offering me anything. It's like no. Yeah. So what have been some of your more euphoric moments? That's a really good question. I fall into a trap like most people where it's hard to think of like the good things because your mind just instantly wants to like latch on to bad moments. Unfortunately, that's just kind of how the human psyche works. The negative emotional states kind of stick out a little too hard sometimes. But I of course do have some good moments in there. Shoot, we'll just go with the Edge of Night because I don't know what else to get. Samira can use the Edge of Night, that's fine. I will say probably some of my most euphoric moments, some of my best times when, and this will all kind of make sense here in a moment, probably, I would say probably at conventions, like Dragon Con. I go to Dragon Con every single year. It's down in Atlanta, Georgia. It's 5 days long. It's like a 5-day party. just to be honest, it's like a 5-day party, and I love it. I've been going to Dragon Con every year since 2009, 2008, I think 2008 or 2009. But I've been going every year since, and I absolutely love it. There's no other convention that I consider home quite like that one. It just feels like every time I go, I always meet new people, and no matter what I do, people are just the most lovely, the most accepting, and just some of the most wonderful people that folks I've ever met. That is where I had my gay awakening. Was at Dragon Con. This was before I started presenting, or this was before I had come out as transgender. So this is back a number of years ago. This was, what would that be? 2019? No. 18, I believe. Yeah, 2018. That when I was masculine presenting, and I was at a party dressed as at a costume party. It was a Dragon Con. It's everyone's in cosplay all the time. And so this particular party was I was dressed as a canonically lesbian character, but a quote-unquote male version of the canonically lesbian character. And so was somebody else who was there, who happened to also be attending. So they were also dressed as the same canonically lesbian character, a male version. Just kind of pure irony at that point. And this person, I guess they had just kind of taken a fancy to me all night long, but we kind of bumped into each other a few times, never really spoke. But as we were leaving, there was an escalator right outside the door. We're going down the escalator, and I don't think they realized I just happened to be right behind him, and his group of friends, and his friends just suddenly turned around, were taking his picture, and they pointed over his shoulder right at me, because he didn't know I was standing there, and he just turns around and just like grabs me and pulls me in for a kiss. I was like, and I didn't fight it. Yeah. But good times. And then we get to the bottom of the escalator, and we talked I talked with him and his friends for a little bit, and we made out for another minute or so, a minute or two, and that was it. That was really it. There was no sexual encounter. I am not the most sexual person. I'm not gonna really go into detail. I wouldn't really go into detail on this channel about that anyway. But yeah, it was one of those moments where I just kind of realized, I'm like, oh, I don't not like this. So it was kind of nice, and it just kind of, it woke something up in me. And then, it's funny that the community around Dragon Con is surprisingly close knit, even though there are like, it attracts up to like, oh gosh, I think at its peak was like 84,000 people attended Dragon Con at like its biggest year, which is really cool. But there's all kinds of Facebook groups and like all kinds of meetup groups and there's a missed connections group that I think is the funniest. But also I reached out that after right after the convention, I reached out because I never got that guy's information, and I was like, who is this? Like, I couldn't stop thinking about him. And I reached out to every group I can think of. I even got a couple of friends of mine to reach out. Nobody could find him. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed. To an extent, I was kind of disappointed. But I was like, okay, well, I mean, maybe it's just meant to be. Just a one-time thing. Just plopped into my life and just happened to be, that part of my life for that moment, which is totally cool. Let's use some of these items before they go to waste here. Shoot. Okay, I'm probably not gonna 3-star him either. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is really bad. Come on, Samira. You gotta do work all of a sudden. Nope. Okay. Oh, -10. What? Wow, 3rd place. That's not how I thought that was gonna go. Love that. Yeah. Yeah, so that's my, that was kind of like my gay awakening. But, fast forward the next year, I met I met another guy who ended up being really nice. Again, no sexual encounters or anything, but he kind of took a liking to me, and that was kind of my big experience of like, I showed up at Dragon Con with like a renewed confidence, because I can be, I do have some social anxiety, and I've also, I've just been very shy my whole life. And then, couple that with, social anxiety, and it just makes it hard to meet new people sometimes. Well, that next year, 2019, showed up with a renewed confidence, and there was a man who was there with his husband. Very sweet couple. They were absolutely lovely. But we hung out for a little bit. It was really nice. Just really nice people, and they kind of introduced me to some different things and around Dragon Con, and I was like, okay, met new people, new friends, a different crowd, besides just the friends that I always go with, which I always love hanging out with my friends, but it's 5 days long and we get to do other things. But the year after that was 2020, and unfortunately Dragon Con was canceled that year because for obvious reasons. And so that was 2020 was also the year where I came out. And in a way, like as sad as it was that 2020, it didn't happen in 2020, I was, at the time that Dragon Con was happening that year, I was in a bit of I would say like a mental and emotional turmoil. And financial turmoil at that point, because I was not doing well financially, so I probably wouldn't have been able to go anyway. But yeah, so that gave me a year to kind of settle a little bit, because it was shortly after that I came out as transgender that it would have happened. But so I went back into 2021, and again, whole new level of confidence, trying out new things, new cosplay. And some my very close friends that I used to always go with, they very much supported me in my at the beginning of my transition, and still do to this day. But they kind of helped me along with just being a little bit more open. And I always thought, I always think, like, of all places, if I'm going to step out of my own bounds and do something different and a little bit more elaborate and unique, and just outside of my comfort zone in general, it's gonna be a Dragon Con, because I know whatever I do, even if it's strangers, they're always gonna be supportive, and They were. People were super receptive, and it was great. But that's so your random loot from a highly varied pool. Wandering trainer start with a training dummy with 3 permanently attached radios. Ooh, yes, radiant items. Random loot. Okay, yeah, we'll try this one. But what was I gonna say? Same costume, but in femme this time. Actually, what year did I do it? It might have been. I like the same. Okay, so there is one costume that I absolutely love. The character, my favorite character of all time, Tracer from Overwatch. If you are not familiar. Yikes, I'm about to knock stuff over. Trying not to knock my camera over. There we go. There's so much. Oh god, just get stuff. But anyway, Tracer from Overwatch is one of my favorite video game characters of all time. Oops, she kinda. There we go. But yes, this is Tracer. I do have I have a couple little figures of Tracer. I'm not a big figure collector, but I do have a couple of small ones that sit up on my desk. But Tracer is my all-time favorite. And I have done... She's got several different skins within the game. There we go. Sorry, I'm like thinking really hard. There we go. Okay. Fully adapted, detrimental no, infusing transfer no. Resist shield. Ooh yeah, we're gonna get a good head start financially. Ooh yeah. Okay. But anyway, yeah, so I kind of tried doing some of her other skins from the game, various colors, and I've did, like, in the past before I came out, I did some of, I would say, like, definitely, like, masculine versions of her character. So it's, like, gender-bent versions of her character. And since then, I kind of refined it down to one particular version that I really liked. And it's one that I consider more, it's more like a fan-made skin kind of thing. Like, I came up with this idea after I found a hat, specifically at DragonCon, that was, let's see here. Sorry, I gotta do a little manipulating here. Is it KDA? Can't find anything else, so we'll go with KDA for the moment. Actually, no, we won't. No, we will not. Well, maybe we will. Okay, stick with it for the moment. Okay. So, I found this hat at DragonCon, of all things, in the vendor hall, and I was like, I really like that hat. So what it is, I don't have it easily accessible at the moment, but it's just it's a black flat brim cap with these, I don't know if you've ever seen, for anyone who's ever seen those hats with the big block letters bolted onto them, and it says Tracer right across the top, and I was like, that's really cool. It's got like an orange brim on it, so I'm like, okay, it's the color, it's like good color scheme. Like, I bought it on a whim, and I thought, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I'll make it work. And that was 2019. And so 2 years later, since DragonCon didn't happen in 2020, I came back with this new cosplay that is now my favorite, that I take every year with me. I call it DJ Tracer. And the first year I did it, so let me just looking at a few details here on the character. So she's got this little armor piece up on the very front, and it's on her back as well. So it's core to the character design. So it's this like circular, like emanating like blue light that's in the middle on this armor piece, and it's on the back as well. So what I did, and it's this full body harness to like hold it in place. So I had a friend of mine help me make the harness. So I've got this full body strapped in harness, and instead of like she's got this like aviator like bomber jacket. So I replaced that with like it was a hoodie, and so it was a little more casual. And in place where that blue light is, I've got made the entire armor piece and everything. But I replaced the center where the blue light is. I bought this little speaker, this little Bluetooth speaker. And I love this little speaker. It's amazing. Wait, what am I looking for? That's what I'm looking for. Number 1. I'm probably not going to get it now that I'm not paying attention. I didn't get anything that I wanted now that I'm not paying attention. So I replaced that circular blue light with a little round Bluetooth speaker. And so I had this right in the center of my chest and had it mounted so it covered the clip. And then the rest of it was built around it in a circle that had it had like a fogged plexiglass around it. So all you could see was the black speaker, and then around it underneath the fogged plexiglass was sound-activated lights, multicolored lights. So what I did, I also had a mount on my arm because she's got these big arm bracer pieces. Oops. Yeah, these big arm bracer pieces. So I made those from scratch, and I made it so I could mount my phone onto the bracer, one of the bracers. So I always had my phone mounted on me, and I controlled the music via Bluetooth. And so it was light up chest with music bursting out of it. And I had all kinds of stuff. And I just built it up specifically to be just like a party thing. And the first year back when I made it, which was 2021, they were requiring masks. And so I got an LED scrolling mask to wear at the convention, and it just said DJ Tracer would scroll across it, across the mask. And it was just, I went all out on the detail here. Even the shoes were light up. And not just like the sole of the shoe had lights in it. No, the entire mesh of the shoe over top had LEDs woven throughout it. So it was like they were bright flashing shoes. And instead of her signature goggles, because she's got these like they almost look like ski goggles, but they're orange with a white frame. I have these big mirrored orange sunglasses with a white frame on them, but they're these like, I hate to say it like this, but like F-boy sunglasses, really F-boy looking sunglasses, but it gets the point across, and it like, oh, they look so good. But yeah, and ever since then, so that was 2021, and then the last 2 years, 2022 and 2023, I keep bringing the same one back, the same costume, the same cosplay. I keep bringing it back every year, and I make some kind of iteration on it every year. This past year was a bit more drastic that I took it with me, and I remade it. I took the speaker out of the middle, and I did some other things with it. I've kind of did away with the harness. I've got like a different jacket, like a sleeveless jacket that goes with it now. And it's got like I've got headphones that sit around my neck, and I made a big back piece for a bigger speaker. Well, now I've done away with that too, because that one ended up not working. Now I have a mesh backpack. So I'm now the proud owner of a mesh backpack for whatever reason, and a giant boombox, because I love I love this little speaker, but, well, let me just show you the comparison here. Did I just lose to the... I lost to the Krugs because I'm not paying attention. So as much as I love that little speaker, and it pumps for its size, it's really good. But this does not compare to this. This chonker. This absolute monstrosity. I love this thing. It is. I got it for Anime Weekend Atlanta back in October this year, along with the mesh backpacks. This just sits on my back with a bunch of sound activated lights all throughout the backpack, so the whole backpack lights up, and this thing just pumps music everywhere. This is a beast of a machine for its size. And it's got like this gigantic battery in it, so it lasts for forever. So basically, I bring the party everywhere I go, and I have a curated. I use YouTube Music instead of Spotify, just because I already pay for YouTube and it includes YouTube Music, so I figured why not. So I need to pay more attention here. Harm Assist. We're getting rid of you. Oh, jeez, this is not going well. You. Well, yeah, you can still stay just over there. Okay. Alright. Paying a little more attention here. So yeah, now so it's the cosplay has gotten like it's morphed over time. I have cool shoes, new shoes to go with it because the LED ones just weren't very comfortable. So I got some really cool shoes that are on theme, and the whole cosplay is a party cosplay. And the YouTube list that the playlist that I have is I specifically curated it. Like I had a pretty good list going into the first year that I wore it. So I'm like, okay, so I could just keep it playing on loop, and it was just kind of like good party music that a lot of people ran it by a bunch of people, and beforehand I was like, okay, so people are gonna like this. So like it's got some good like dance music to go with it. I was like, all right, this will work. Well, every time I go to a convention, every time people like just kind of hang out, like if I'm ever just in an area in like a lobby or anything, and at the convention, and people will approach me and they'll say, it's like, oh, hey, can you play this song? I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot, as long as it's like appropriate. So I'll give the song a shot. If I like it, it just gets added to the list. And so this just keeps going, keep happening every time I go to a convention. And so now the music list has grown substantially. And so it is a playlist curated for conventions by people at the conventions. So I know it's going to be for that specific audience. So it's kind of a neat it's like a weirdly unique collaborative thing. And so I just, everywhere I go, as long as I have that on me, it just play the music. And just people kind of love it. So yeah, it's easily my favorite cosplay, and it's not super hard to get in and out of, not anymore at least. Back when I still had the harness and everything for it, it was a bit more of a challenge. Now it's gotten a lot easier, which is great. Because let me tell you, it was once I had the gauntlets on and the harness, and it was an event. And if I ever decided I wanted to get out of it, and like if I had to go to the bathroom, I had to undo the entire body harness and take off all the armor pieces. I'm like, it was a trip. So making it easier was a lot better. Making it easier to get in and out of was a big choice. Yep, we're doing... Nope. Okay. Let's see, are there any moments in your life you look back on and think, wow, that makes more sense? that you've embraced your identity. Oh, absolutely. I do it all the time now. Give me just a moment. Sorry. I say that and I immediately took a bite. Now I'm distracted. Oh my gosh, I'm in last place. This is really bad. I don't really have much of any of the items that I want to be able to complete. This is bad. Edgelord, I don't want that. Oh no, not a distraction at all. The game's just here to, you know, to have something for us to just be distracted by and look at. I'm a talker. Just every once in a while, I do have to pay a little bit of attention to the game to make sure I'm just not, like, completely throwing everything. Okay. So we're going to do this. 8-bit. No, we don't. Unless I level up again, which I'm not doing right now. Did I get... Damn it. Just gonna make Garen big and tanky, I guess. Or at least I tried. Didn't go well. Let's see here. Know your enemy. Nope. Nope. Ooh. Artifact. Ooh. Okay, interesting. Go with you. That'll also... Ooh. Yeah, that'll also go on you. And this we can also do on you. Screw it. We're getting desperate. We need to throw some items out there. See if we can't recover from this. Oh my god, we are not recovering from this. Nothing is working. Am I gonna die? No? Okay. We survived one more round. which means we have to absolutely make something work this round. So I'm desperate enough where I think I'm gonna have to, like, I'm just not gonna be able to do 8-bit. This is very bad. Oh wow, a lot just leveled up there. Oh, rather have Nico out there for sure. Darn it. Oh, well, at least it threw out a Kaisa. Okay. At least she's a big shot, so KDA, big shot, so at least I got some extra damage out there, which is good. Woo! All right. Wow. Could go with I could have gone with another spatula. Wait, who's that? Heartsteel, Edgelord, Wildcard. Don't need any of that. We're gonna make you 8-bit. Perfect. And then I can replace you there. So all of our 8-bits gain more damage. Ah, KDA Spellweaver. Alright, I've got plans. If I survive this, which, I am not gonna survive this. Wow, I didn't survive that. That's... Whew, we didn't make it to we didn't make it to the 5th round. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Everything's fine. This is fine. Bad games happen, it's alright. And we move on. So anyway, okay. Now that I've eaten my protein bar, now that that game is done. So any moments in your life you look back on and think, wow, it makes more sense now that you've embraced your identity. Absolutely. So, well, one, the obvious one. When I was a kid and, yeah, when I was very young, I just had an interest in, like, women's clothing. I just thought it was, like, particularly interesting as, like, a young kid. I mean, like, before I even reached 10 years old. And there were times, like, there was very rare occasion when I was young. Very, very rare occasion where I was ever home alone. And even if I was, it would be, like, for a very brief amount of time. But there were a couple times where it's, like, I remember sneaking into my mom's closet, and I was like, because I was just so curious, I'm like, what are heels like? And so I'd like steal a pair of heels and try to walk around for a little bit, that kind of thing, you know, like basic stuff. And a lot of, like, from what I've come to understand, a lot of trans people have done similar things. Allegra, hi, dropping in to say, just dropping in to say hello. I'm going to leave the stream up, but I've been sick as anything the last few days, and I'll likely curl up and sleep. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. As much as I would love for you to just kind of be around, stick around, get sleep, get some rest. Please take care of yourself. It's like, I will be back. Make sure you're healthy. Please do take care of yourself. That's the most important thing. I keep trying. Oh God. Like, sorry if I'm like making all kinds of noise, like banging the microphone and everything. I realize it's almost 12:40 in the morning, and I have to be at work at 8:30. Or no, sorry, 9:30, which means I have to be awake at 8:30 at the latest. And I'm still up playing video games. So I'm trying to get all my meds and everything in while we're streaming. But yeah, I do hope you feel better, Allegra. I'm so sorry. So sorry to hear you're not feeling well. But yeah, I'm just going over just basic stories of my life, a little bit of my history, if you will. But yeah, several things that happened over the course of my life. I'm just like, I always had, like I said, I always had this interest in female clothing. I was a very emotional kid. I was always very small. I was very small. I got picked on a lot. I was very nerdy and I was very shy. And I just never really felt like I don't know. I never was into any of the boy stuff as a kid. I was not physically active. Like, anything I have now, everything all muscle and everything, and my physique has all been built as an adult. Even when I joined, because I was in the military, I joined the military right after high school. When I joined the military, I was just this scrawny kid. There was nothing to me. And it wasn't until, I would say, about a year, almost a year into my initial enlistment, that I met up with another guy who was also very, very small, and we decided, it's like, hey, we're just gonna get jacked. And so we were each other's motivation to just start going to the gym every day, and we just got big. We started learning about, creatine and protein and like all kinds of stuff, and just like all these different workout routines. We're like, we're just gonna get swole. And we kind of did. Like, I mean, relative to our sizes. I was still smaller than I am now, and less defined, but I was getting there. Well, I was going somewhere with that. Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to backtrack a bit. I go down weird rabbit holes. Anyway, yeah, so, like, I was a skinny kid. I was always, like, I never really fit in with a lot of guys and a lot of, like, stereotypical guy things. And I always, on the rare occasion that I actually would talk to other girls, because I was so in my own head about it. Like, I was so paranoid about being, like, I don't know, being called gay at the time. Because in the area that I grew up, it was not well received. I lived in, like, white suburban, or like white conservative suburbia, I call it. And this was early 2000s, like late 90s, early 2000s, where people threw around the term gay and queer and and fag, and like all those words were just thrown around just casually by kids and adults alike, just as these awful slurs all the time. Okay. And so it was just like, it was generally considered as like, you don't like, there aren't gay people here, and they're like, nobody, like, I didn't even know the word trans until I was an adult. Like, transgender just wasn't a thing. It wasn't in popular culture, wasn't in media, wasn't anything, was nowhere until I was into adulthood. And so, like, that would have drastically changed the trajectory of my life had I known about that from a younger age. But yeah, it's like I said, on the rare occasion that I actually made friends with girls, I mean, I always felt like I associated super well with them. That I just felt like I always got along really well. And I was like, wow, it felt more comfortable. Like, just not in a sexual way. It wasn't like, oh, I wanted to date all of them. It was like, no. I love the aesthetic of women, like, artistically aesthetic. Not sexually. I don't know, there was so much about it. I'm just like, that felt right. But it was so rare because in the high school that I was in, we had over 3,000 students. We were a moderately big school. Not particularly for the area, we weren't particularly a big school, but in general, from what I've heard, from, talking to a lot of people, we were a larger school. But that's, what was I going to say? Yeah, so in that school, there were not a lot, to my knowledge, there was only one openly gay student that I was aware of. When I started to fight, no, oh, shoot. I did not mean to do that. Up to 5 equipped components of combat. Gain a component at the start of the next 2 stages. Oh, okay, well. KDA Superfan, okay. Does that mean right now combat start up to 5 equipped components? Interesting. Oh, did I just make an adaptive helm on? I just put an adaptive helm on Vi. I didn't mean to do that. Huh. Oh, they've already got Punk Mosher. Okay. Well, I'm gonna compete with you. Who are you? Who did I just face? Absolute Zero? They got 3 punks, and one of them's from their lead there. Their headliner. I accidentally made an adaptive helm. Whoopsie. Ooh, Country Bruiser. Huh. Okay. Oh, wow. Those cool, like, ethereal scissors. Oh, hello. Hello, Twitch. Okay, KDA. Alright. I do actually have another... We're gonna give that to you. Yeah, as I got older, it's like I don't know. I started getting like, of course, whenever people get into like late teens, they're like, oh, when you start thinking about your sexuality and all that, and like I never really. I was what most people would consider a late bloomer. No surprise there, really. But I started finding like just random stuff on the internet about, I would say, gosh, sorry, I'm so distracted here. Like body swap stuff and like this just fiction writing. It's like, oh, this guy magically got turned into a girl or vice versa or whatever. And it's like, I don't know. I never understood why that stuff intrigued me. And I'm just like, well, this is like, that's such an odd fantasy. And then as I got older, I realized it just kind of hit me more and more. It's like, oh, I'm never going to experience this kind of thing, even though for some reason to me it seems like it would be like, it seems like an opportunity in life that I'm missing out on, of like seeing things from the other perspective. And like I mean, I'll never fully be able to, experiencing things from, the other perspective. And I've come to terms with that, but I'm going to try and get as, like most trans people, it's like, I'm going to get as close as I possibly can to it. Just because I can't, just because I'll never be able to, produce a child on my own. That's fine, because I didn't want to anyway. But, it's like, just because I can't, I won't be able to do certain things doesn't mean I can't at least get close. I can't try. That doesn't mean I can't try my hardest to get close and just kind of live socially how I want. And so I've tried to make an effort to get as close as I can to that, and I think that's just the goal. I want to be perceived in that way. It's like I always wanted to live under that perception from society, as that perspective. And I don't know. It's like the more and more I got into adulthood, I got into cross-dressing, but only in private. And I didn't, again, because of how I was raised, I always thought, I was like, oh, well, I can't make it public. This is, I can never tell my family. I can't tell anyone I'm with. I have to pretend to be the stereotypical male role model. And because of that, it really took a major drain on my psyche, in that I could never be myself around other people. Why do I have... Oh, Superfan, right. My headliner gets the extra stuff. And so it became a point where I had just an extremely fragile ego, and I was so reserved around other people because I couldn't let anybody in. I couldn't let anyone get close to me because I'm like, the closer people get, the more likely they're going to find out about who I really am, and this terrible thing about me, and I'll be completely unforgiven, and it's like, which, I mean, is not true. It's not, no. It's not a bad thing. Be yourself. It's not a bad thing. Ooh, I could do Punk Mosher. I don't want to do Punk Mosher, though. If I was going to do any kind of punk combination, it would be Twitch with Punk Executioner. But yeah, I finally, of all things, and of course every right-wing conservative person will say this is the, this was the downfall, that I took a gender studies class in when I was in college. And granted, it wasn't when I was super young. I graduated with my degree because I was a non-traditional student. I went in after the military. So I went in when I got my degree. It was the end of 2017. So I would have been 26. Wait, no. 28, yeah. I had to think there for a second. Yeah, I would have been 28 when I got my degree. So I'm like, and that was the capstone. One of the capstone classes that I took was gender studies. And I studied communication. It kind of just it didn't really like awaken anything in me, but what it did was give me the confidence to finally accept who I was. And realize that there are other people that are actually accepting, because it introduced me, my time at school introduced me to different crowds, different peoples, which was great. Should all need to go fix and become immune to crowd control for 10 seconds. 1-9, nope. 1, 2, 3, nope. 5 champions on the same row at the start of combat. Yeah, sure, why not? But anyway, yeah, that was. So I remember for a final presentation, we all had to do a final presentation, and everyone, like, we all had to pick these like topics like halfway through the semester, and so these heavily researched topics. For the, you know, it was like I said, it was a capstone project at the end of a degree, or a capstone class at the end of the degree. So I still being very closed off and reserved about it, I told the instructor, I was like, yeah, you know, like gender studies and video games, because that was a passion. Still is a passion, but, you know, bigger at the time. So I'm like, oh, that was the obvious, the easy route. But the later the course went on throughout the semester, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this, and I started to get, well, more ideas, obviously. And I finally scheduled a meeting with the instructor, and I told her, I was like, look, like and this was an instructor that I knew I'd be safe with, as someone who had, you know, a child who was openly transgender. I was like, look, so here's the deal. And I was, this is, like I said, before I realized I was transgender, I told her, I was like, you know, I'm what would have been considered at the time transvestism, which was illy defined as cross-dressing, basically. It was like an older term for cross-dressing. And so I was like, look, I'm going to change my topic. And I want to do it on this because it wasn't covered really by any of the material that we had for the class, which was extraordinarily unfortunate. But I mean, it was literally like a throwaway paragraph in a textbook. So I'm like, let me elaborate on this for the class. And so I put this wild presentation together, and it was like I had this big, huge thing all ready to go, and it was, you know, it had jokes in it. It was fast. It was fast-paced. It was funny. But I didn't really say anything about me specifically until, like, the very end. And I was like, well, so I incorporated it as part of the presentation, and so get to the end, and it's like, wow, this person seems to be very interested in this topic. And it was, you might ask, and it's like, why is this person, it's like, why is he so interested in this? It's like, well, it's because I am one. And I was like, and I just had like the slideshow to go with it, and it was wild. And so kind of got the attention, like, if I didn't already have the attention of the class, I surely did after that point. And he had like a mic drop moment at the end, and it was just it was a good thing. It was kind of a relief, especially because my instructor, understandably, because it was late in the semester that I had changed it. I mean, it was like really late, like within a week of the actual presentation. She's like, all right, we'll give you an extra day. just because I know this is kind of a unique thing and you want to make it special. I'm like, okay, I appreciate that. She's like, I have faith that you're gonna do something awesome. I'm like, okay, I like you. It's like, you get it. You know I'm gonna put my heart and soul into this, and I sure did. Oh no, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't lock in the. Darn it! I meant to lock in that shop refresh. I was gonna get that Kaisa with the big shot KDA combination. Oh well. Superfan. I could do another. Yeah, I'll do another Superfan. And then if I see a Gnar in there, I'll pick up Gnar. So we'll have 5 Superfan. Okay. True damage rapid fire? No. Money, 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 money. Oh, there's a Kaisa. Screw it. We're gonna KDA, we're up to that. But not yet. We're gonna do you. So we got a higher super fan. Headliner gets 250 health and 15% Omni Vamp. Okay, good. Oh, another Kaisa. Whew. Well, I'm not gonna end up doing Punk. Yeah, I'm switching over from Punk to KDA. KDA Superfan, because that's my headliner, who's already 3-star and killing it. What other Superfans are there? Oh no, just Gnar. So I gotta find a Gnar. Does he proc off of... Well, he sure does. Not very well, but he does. Okay. Ooh, that's actually good to work with my other ability. Random completed item now. After 4. Ooh. Salvage bins. The only time I want to use salvage bin. Yeah. This is like the one and only time I'm going to use salvage bin. Scrappy Inventions is gonna work really well with that. All right, I'm out to have a good night. You did, yes. Thank you so much for stopping in. I really appreciate you engaging in the chat and just like anytime asking questions. Like, thank you so much. I know I get very distracted when I get like really focused in a game, but yeah, thank you so much for always just kind of being here and and engaging. I hope you have a wonderful night of sleep and have a wonderful day at work tomorrow. I know it's gonna come early, but I'm sure you'll have a good one. So have a wonderful night, and I will catch you in the next one. I'm gonna be off after this game anyway because I do need to get moving as well. But yeah, you have a wonderful night. All right, punks are gone. Spellweaver. Okay. Oh yes, that's actually great. Right there. Perfect. Okay, so let's get focused here. Let's see, what do I need? I will need... Okay, I will need that. Perfect. Excellent. Alright, let's see here. Where am I at? So we're going to sell you. We're going to put Kaisa in. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. That was a good roll. Where's a Gnar? I just need a Gnar. Well, that'll work at the very least. Get you in there. I need to start putting out, I need to put out items, I need to make rolls. Oh, he's got a Jhin. Oh, that's gonna be... That's devastating. Yikes. Oh, that tanky front line is gonna be so hard to get past. Oh. Just that super tanky front line protecting that Jhin in the back. Yeah, that's gonna be a challenge. Okay, so for you, boom, 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 also boom. And we're gonna get a bunch of stuff here. You get that, and you also get that and that. Oh shoot, I didn't get everything out there that I needed. I need to get Ari out there. I need to get that 7 KDA. That 7 KDA team. Like, Kaisa's gonna do work, but she's not gonna do enough work. There are 2 people with Jins? Yeah. Oof. Yikes. Ouch. Okay, I just got 8th place twice. You know what? I think that's a good sign that I need to just end it tonight. I think we're good. We hit almost 2 hours, which is longer than, you know, I even originally expected. We made it to 1 o'clock, and that's okay. I'm glad we were able to get on tonight. Hopefully in the next few days, I'll be able to get some, well, after the next couple of days, I'll be able to get a little bit longer streams. And so we'll get a little bit more into a few other games, maybe like Pal World and everything. I keep wanting to go back to Pal World. It's just a lot of fun. It's like, it's not super intense. It's got a cute aesthetic. Just something to just kind of keep working on. It's just, yeah, that, and I've got some friends that we're still trying to figure out how to kind of get into the same server. So yeah, we're gonna work on that, and that's about all I got for tonight. So thank y'all for stopping in. If anyone's still out there, if you have not already, make sure you check the links down in the description below. Also subscribe, but do the YouTube thing, you know, like, comment, subscribe, the works. But also check the link in the description down below. They will take you to all my other channels, including my Twitter and my Instagram feeds, where I am the most active. So come see me over there. And yeah, I just hope to see y'all in the future, and I will catch you in the next stream. Y'all have a great night. Bye. And here's where it gets awkward, where I try and find the button for this stream. And good night.